It's time to kick up your life with Master Mel.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Learn how to optimize your business and your life with Master Melodee Meyer. As she speaks with thought leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers to discover their secrets of success. Master Mel uses her experience in martial arts, nutrition, fitness, and psychology to help you kick it up to the next level of mastery in your life. And now, here's your host, Master Mel.
Right. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Melodee Meyer, also known as Master Mel, and you are here to listen to Kick Up Your Life. This is all about how you, as a person, as a business person, can really take things to the next level. And I speak with so many different kinds of guests on my show, and today I have someone very special for you. His name is Luc Goulet, and he is from Canada, from Quebec, actually. And those of you who know me know I'm also from Canada, so I'm very happy to have a fellow Canadian on the show.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you, Mel.
Excited about what we're going to be talking about today, which is, the name of the show is Leverage Your Mind for Happiness and Success, because I know you to be a big visionary, a big thinker. And although your concepts are huge, and we can go over some of those, today what I'm excited about doing is bringing some of that down to us regular people who need sort of next steps, like real tangible ideas on how to move forward and sort of up-level our lives. So today, that's what I'm excited about doing, is about creating results, about leveraging the mind to actually get the success that is already within us. Just bring forward our own innate brilliance already. Does that sound good?
That sounds awesome, Mel. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor and privilege. And I hope I will teach some simple stuff really for people to bring home and start doing today and tonight and tomorrow and change their lives in easy steps. It's going to be fascinating, I'm sure.
Yes, good. Okay, cool. Well, first I want to start, before we get into some real practical steps, I'd like to get to know you a little bit more. We know each other a little bit, but not as much as I would like to. So why don't you tell our audience really a little bit about your background?
Certainly, pleasure. Of course, I had a long life, as you can tell with my age. So let me just begin with, I grew up in Quebec, as you can tell my French. I grew up with a heavy stutter, and that was a problem I've maintained all my childhood up until 13 or 14 years old. That's when my life completely changed. Not just changed myself, but my life. I've mastered self-hypnosis. My mom gave me this book about power programming, and I've learned to tap into our subconscious mind and to reprogram. It took me less than 4 months now, and I got completely rid of this heavy stutter I suffered from. So,
as a teenager?
As a teenager, yeah. I had this course that at the beginning of the semester, the teacher says, at the end of the semester, you'll have to make a presentation in front of the class. That was my nightmare, because when I was speaking, I was stuttering. People started laughing. I would stutter more. You know how kids can be cruel. So that was my, every day at school, I was afraid of, will the teacher ask me to speak in front of the class? Now he tells us that's the work you got to do at the end of the session, at the end of the semester. So I was afraid, and I told my mom, and she said, listen, I bought this book, Self-Hypnosis, try it. So I had 3 months to prepare for my presentation, which was my ultimate day to be ready to speak in public without no stutter at all. And it happened. Magically, not really, simple steps. I was just a kid. I wanted to learn. Of course, I tried everything. Speech therapy. I've tried praying to all religions, all gods of everything you can think of. Help me. Didn't work. And, as a master, you got to help yourself and you got to do things. So that's what I've learned, to take control of what our conscious mind can do to really reprogram the subconscious mind. And then I went deeper. I learned that, okay, I can align both. And there's some tricks I did. I used to do shows in the basement after I mastered the techniques. So I hypnotized some friends and make them do funny and crazy stuff. And it's amazing what the subconscious mind, the power that it has. For example, one of my friends, I tell them, put your arms straight, and imagine that it's a bar of metal. No one can fold it. But there were three guys that were trying to fold the arm, couldn't do it. It was keep it straight. And he was there, so relaxed in a trance. Stuff that I did that made me thought, okay, wow, this is amazing. This is our inner strength, and we don't know how to tap into it. So I've learned to, with practice, to tap into it sort of instinctively. And so when I'm in front of a challenge, I get into a zone where I can maximize my strength, my focus, my memory, my all what you need. In many sports, even in life, sports would be a great example. We learn the techniques, then we learn the tactics, excuse my French, and then we learn the physical aspect. What about the mental? I like to play tennis. I'm a big performance coach for young players here in Quebec. And this is a neglected area in what we try to teach our elite athletes, the mind, the mindset, the mental part of things. So to be complete in that sense, in my life story, well, I've learned meditation, all these different tools, so that basically you know it, you believe it, you do it, you feel it, and you be it. So I built my dream life, Mel, from the young age. I started a business with my sister and brother that my dad had started a few years before, retail stores. He had maybe 5, 6 stores in Quebec. So we took over the chain. I was 19 years old, just after college. And we grew up that chain of kids' shoe stores called Panda Shoes across the country. So it enabled me to kind of retired. I wouldn't say retired. Sell my shares to become a full-time dad. I had two young babies in 2000. I was 35 years old. So I've experienced the full-time dad and husband for over 15 years and still going strong. My two boys are 17 and 18. And now I'm free to do more of my life's mission. So I wrote this book about the Big Bang Project, creating humanity's best case scenario. And it's all about trying to reinvent ourselves as a better we. And then the next step, and I had great reviews, the book is doing well, but I had to go further on. For a better we need the better me. So I decided to write this book that I'm writing now, almost not done just yet, but it's coming. I've got these events that'll start across the States. The first date will be in May 2017. So after I kind of retired, I went back to school, did my MBA, started a couple of businesses, and got into the real estate business. So that helped me to secure myself and my family financially, so I can now travel the world and spread the good news about what we can do with the leverage your mind.
Nice.
So that's my story.
Wow, you did it. That is
Thank you.
Story, Luc. And some of that I knew, and some of that I didn't know. So you were in a family business of children's shoes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, children's shoe stores. It was a franchise business, so we were the franchisor, and we sell franchise across the country. We had some corporate stores that varied from 6 to 10, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm most proud of about is that I didn't just give jobs. I've given opportunities to business people to buy their own franchise. When you own a franchise, it's your business. You just buy the banner, you pay some royalties. Okay, the stock comes to us. Sometimes whatever, but it's their own business. So we create not just employment, but business opportunity. And that was inspiring for me to write the book about the social issues and how we can do things really ourselves to bring the economic back into regions. Sorry, English words. It's not a stutter. There's so many solutions on the social, but this book is about really the leverage your mind. Be the best you can be. Have your dream life, and how it's easy to program yourself. at the main levels.
Good. Well, that's what we're going to get into
Excellent.
today. I don't mean to be a big spoiler to your book, but you know, if people watch this show,
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to flood you guys with information so you'll want more. That's my strategy.
Baby, that sounds good. That always sounds good. Okay, so let's get into it. Leveraging your mind. So, is this really about is this whole thing about self-hypnosis?
No, not really. And it's a very good question in the sense that we'd be tempted to think so. But no, it's about the perfect alignment of your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your heart and soul. So basically, it's to bring all the tools. So there's many different tools. I try to simplify them down. The tools to help you reprogramming your conscious mind would be visualization, positive thinking, inspiring messages that you keep in your conscious, but then you got to go deeper. Then you got to scratch into your subconscious mind. You know, I like to say we kind of been hacked, mind hacked, all of our lives, and we're all victims at different degrees. You know, you've been told you can't do this, you can't do that, and these negative messages pile up into our inner core, our subconscious, and our heart and soul. And then the last part is to make it all aligned with your feelings, your emotions, your gut, your heart, because science now has proved so many things that people may not know. We can do scans of the brain and we see the different areas of the brain that light up when you're happy, when you're mad, when you're this, when you're that. And we can demonstrate the transformation that we do by reprogram ourselves. And if we're on a negative vibe in our soul and spirit, it's going to be very difficult to ask for a miracle and positive things in our life because we're in a negative zone. So this is where we have to also strengthen the whole alignment. So self-hypnosis is, I call it power programming, is one of the tools. Meditation is an important tool because meditation allows you two big things: to get into your inner core and to also to communicate with the surroundings. You know, there's been a great discovery now in the past few years by science. Actually, it had been held in 1986 by the Air Force with the ultimate question: is space empty? Is space between matter truly empty? And they've discovered without a doubt that it's far from being empty. There's all kinds of things, frequencies and stuff that we can't explain, but we know that it's not empty. So it's kind of what the science now call the field. They call it the matrix. We've got the religions on one side that call them different gods. I call it the grid of dimensions. It's a simple way to understand that it's the grid that surrounds us. If you look at space from a distance, what's between the planets, what's between you and me, is full of different frequencies, and we're part of that, and we're connected to that grid. And if you take notice, grid of dimensions, God, so God is an acronym. Everything's in the grid, every thought, every emotion, every religions, and that's where we live full time when we have no bodies. So this is way past self-hypnosis. It's being able to connect with your inner power, with your inner frequency. Just picture if you would dial, you know, the old radios where you would dial and you'd have the red thing that would run
Yes,
through.
I remember.
You'd have static, and then you'd have a, oh, I got something. Well, it's a bit like that. It's not like there's heaven and hell or light and dark, and it's one or the other. There's all kinds of degrees and shades of colors and a multitude of diversity of frequencies. And it's for us to learn to tap to the right one. If I'm tapping to the, let's say, darker frequencies or negative vibes, it will inhabit me. And we have been, like I said, mind hacked by so many things, even religion. You know, I'm very spiritual and I embrace all religions, but they should embrace each other as well. And when we grew up here with the Catholic religion, and it was all negative images. Jesus on the cross as the main image. Jesus died for you. I say, no, Jesus lived for us. So it's all shifting on a positive frame that we can do on a daily basis, from small details to huge thoughts. So the degrees are huge. So to answer your question, it's not just about self-hypnosis. It's about all the tools that exist. And because I tend to go on a different side sometimes, but
No,
I hope it's
you make the best guest ever. It's like all I have to do is say, ask one question, and then you're all set.
I could go for all day.
I love that. So I have to tell you that one of my other guests that I've had on the show, it's actually the show, I'm talking with Eagle Woman is her name that was given to her. She actually talked about the same grid. And
Oh,
yes, she talks about the grid of the soul, and very similar to what you're talking about. It's really cool. I love that image.
wow. Awesome.
I can really get behind that. And the more I think about it, the more it totally makes sense. I love that. Okay, so I also have another question, instead of a foundational question. Is what is the difference to you between like the brain and the mind?
Wow. Okay, the brain is the organ, is the muscle that we can train, and the brain has synapses and has a left side, a front, right side, frontal, and all these different things. These are the tools to communicate what the mind wants to have as far as image, action, and all that. It starts with an intent, where the mind goes, where the brain focuses. That's the mind part of it. That's the way I see it. It's not a scientific approach.
I know, that's why I'm asking you, because everyone's got their own interpretation of that. But since we're going to be talking about the conscious and the subconscious mind, I wanted it to be clear about where you're coming from, what those entities are, compared
Yeah.
to what people understand the brain. Like many people will talk about retraining the brain, and it's unclear as to what they're talking about. Are they actually talking about the physical organ, like
Exactly. Exactly.
or are they talking about something else? And that's what I wanted to find out from you.
Yeah. So the mind would be the floating thing, sort of that that has in it the brain, and like I said, all the rest, the emotions and the feeling. Do you know that it's a scientific fact, Mel, that the heart produces more electromagnetic frequency than the brain? Both produce a lot, but the heart actually produces more. So what connects to the grid and your mind is all these electromagnetic frequencies, and they all connect to the mind. So from the heart to the brain, it connects to the mind. I don't know if it's a clear picture, but that's the way I see it.
Right. And that's why I just love getting like clearer definitions, because I have a hard time explaining this in my work as well. You know, when we talk about soul, and we talk about
Yes.
things like you even referred to, you said soul, you said heart, you said gut, you know,
And there's so many words that mean a
emotion.
little bit the same thing. Yeah. So it's all about the emotions.
Hey,
And, just I like to take simple observations and bring them to then an idea and a concept that can grow. But we all know, men are from Mars, women from Venus, and we have some subtle differences. And one of them is that women are connected with their emotions, and men is more cerebral. We tend to be more pragmatic, so we work with the brain. And you guys, you girls, I should say, women have both, but their heart takes more space. They have the women's sixth sense, their gut feeling, their emotion, their intuitive. It's all part of that, and it's a simple let go of emotions, where sometimes the brain of the man will stop it and will say, no, I can't be in that zone. I'm pragmatic. I used to love Star Trek, and Kirk with Captain Kirk and Spock, the logic and the heart and feeling, and we need both. But I'm saying that bottom line, the gut has more importance. More of my, and more people would say the same, my most important decisions in life have come from my gut feeling, who I love. When I sold my shares, everybody was thinking I was crazy. When I wrote this book, The Big Bang Project, I'm rowing against a current of negative vibes from many people. And I like to be the weird one that says, you may be right, but I may be right too. So I'm going to go for it. So
You may be right, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong.
exactly. Because it's up to us to choose what's right for us. Success is a big word, but what's success for you? It might be different than what success is for me. So I like to paint a picture of when you understand who you are and what makes you happy and what are your passions. Well, part of that is the success. I'd rather have less material, but living my passions, being close to my family, and doing things I love, than having a bigger house with a bigger boat and a bigger car. What is success? And many sell success by, hey, you can have this mansion, you can have this supercar, but let's work on, you can be happy, you can feel empowered, you can be fulfilled in what you want, what makes you tick,
Right.
so
I,
it takes a let
I,
go. Yeah.
yes, I'm a big proponent of lifestyle,
Hmm.
but even more than that is purpose. Because I
Exactly.
feel that if you're living your purpose, then it doesn't even matter what is around you because you're in so much bliss. And then you can create a lifestyle around that purpose, that works for you, that works for your family. And then you're the richest person on the planet, living your purpose, having a lifestyle that you enjoy.
Exactly. I know a lot of people that are very rich and it's incredible, but I don't see happiness in them. They're always worried about this and that. Okay, it's okay. You can create a lifestyle where you decide what makes you happy as far as material goods. That's just one part of it. And then the whole rest is, what are your passions? How can I make sure I live them every day? I made it simple for myself, Mel. I'm sure that I'm living my passions every day because here's what they are. Passion number one, life. Passion number two, people. Passion number three, the moment. And passion number four is doing what I know my life's mission is about. And that's what I'm doing presently. So every moment is a privileged moment. Every encounter can be magical. And then I can say, okay, the rest of my passions, I love tennis, travel, reading, and this and that. But if life is your number one passion, every moment is magical and precious.
Yes. Good. That's beautiful, Luke. I'm so excited to know you and
Thank
to
you.
work with you somewhere down the line. I know we have some crossovers that it'll be very fun to work together.
Oh,
So,
that's for sure.
yeah. All right. So we're understanding more about your definition of mind. And now I want to get into how we can actually leverage our mind for success. Now, success being defined, like what we just talked about, is to having what we truly desire. And of course, part of that that goes without being said is that people have to know what they truly.
Yes.
That's number one, right? I mean, you have to know what it is that you want in order to figure out ways to have it. But being clear about that, and I find a lot of people aren't clear about that. What do you do when you're working with someone who's not clear about what their passions are, what their purpose is?
I love this question because it goes right into what I call my 4R approach. And the first one of the R's is to recognize. You have to recognize before you do the next R, which is recess. The third one is reinvent through actions and to get results. So the first part is to recognize. So there's many ways. First of all, you can recognize consciously of make a list. What makes you happy? What makes you tick? What what pisses you off? Excuse my French. You know, I've got the greatest excuse being French. It's fantastic. I kiss women on both sides, and I get to excuse myself because I'm French. Isn't it great?
I love it. Okay.
So basically,
I wasn't expecting that one. That's good. Okay.
all right, we like a bit of improv, don't we? So the recognize, the conscious has his part to do before it reprograms the conscious. It's like the maestro. It has to know the beat. It has to know the song to play. It has to know where to go. So you recognize consciously, and then you have these tools like meditation. So you get into your inner core. Some simple ways. If you're not sure between decision A or decision B, you can flip a coin. And if it's heads or tail, and you said heads, I'll do that, or tails, I'll do that, check if you're happy or sad. Does it make you, oh, shit, yeah, heads? Simple tricks to get into your emotions and intuition to say, is that really what I want? Do I want to be rich? Oh, yeah. No, not really. You kind of sense it in your heart when you do these tricks. So recognizing has many forms. But I say the easiest form is draw a list out of your conscious of what you really love in life, and even you could go to people or situations. Sometimes bad influences that have been around you all your life, you've got to make a recognized decision that these people are pulling you down. So you need to surround yourself maybe with better friends that are lifting you up. So this is all part of the recognized process of what do I want out of my life? What do I love doing? So, and then you can reprogram with your subconscious mind. That's not really difficult. You just do it in a relaxed state. So that's what we teach with the self-hypnosis thing. Just to make sure that you can be relaxed at all times. To let the conscious information go into your subconscious mind. So it's easy techniques, breathing, relaxing, and do a 20 or 10-second countdown to you're in this kind of trance where your brain accepts all the information on a deeper level. So then you're working on your core.
Okay. So that's great. So what is it? This sounds like it's a 4-step process, right? Where first they build one on another. Okay.
Exactly. But it starts with the recognized impact. Yeah.
So this is the formula for leverage your mind. Like this is or what do you call these 4 R's? What?
Recognize, reset.
No, I know what the 4 R's. I know what the 4 R's are, but they're the 4 R's of what? Like what is it that?
It's the 4 R's to help the perfect alignment. Basically, it's the road to the ultimate goal, which is aligning your conscious, subconscious, and so I like to say know it, believe it, do it, feel it, and be it. So when you want something, you should focus on being the person that can own these things instead of wanting, let's say, a BMW. There's some life coaches that say, visualize your BMW, put a poster in your room, in your garage. That's fine. But if you can visualize yourself as the person that can own anything, including a BMW, then you take the steps. You recognize that you want to go there. Then you got to be ready to learn. Invest in yourself. Invest in the knowledge it takes, in the networking it takes, and the emotions and the positive thinking it takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I love
just give me a second. I think the battery is running really weak, and I thought it was plugged. We have some technical problems here.
We need to take a break, Luc. So we're going to go to break right now, and you can fix that. All right. We'll be back.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that.
Kick up your life. We'll be right back with Master Mel right after this. Are you busy to eat clean? Do you need to boost your energy, tone your body, and burn fat? Then it's time to treat yourself to the cleanest, high-quality protein supplement available. Introducing Whey Clean. Whey Clean is a completely natural, non-denatured and bioactive protein from the milk of grass-fed cows raised by the Amish, the old-fashioned way. No pesticides, hormones, gluten, soy, or GMOs. Want to know if your protein is clean? Read the label. How many ingredients? Are they all real? Can you even pronounce them? Whey Clean uses only 4 of the highest quality real food ingredients available and leaves out all the fillers, thickeners, additives, and sweeteners the other guys use. Don't compromise. You deserve the best. Go to cleancut.com. That's clean, KUT.com, and get yours today so that you can eat clean and live happy.
All right, we are back with Luc Goulet, who is telling us all about being mind and how we can actually reinvent and retrain our brain to be in greater alignment with our conscious, subconscious mind and with our heart. So I'm excited about this. I want to start getting it now, and now that we're in the second half of the show already, my gosh, time flies with you. I want to get into some practical tools. So I would like we could walk through and how someone could actually apply some of these ideas to it. Does that sound good?
It sounds good. Well, first of all, when we speak about the conscious mind, always be open-minded to different ideas, be inspired by others. Check people that inspire you in the domain that you like. I'm inspired by great tennis players, by guitar players, and all the stuff that I like to do. They keep me motivated by their excellence, and that's one thing. Then to get into a mode where your mind accepts all this, it doesn't have to be real complicated. And I like to say, for example, I'll meditate when I wash dishes, when I do the lawn mowing. You don't have to wear this weird robe and assume the lotus position and look see, I want to put the woo-woo out of it because it's not woo-woo and you can use it simple steps. So let's say you're washing the dishes or you're in traffic. Take the time just to focus, get the negative of the moment out and just relax and let your positive thoughts sink in. Your goals, what you want to achieve in that day or the next moment. When you're prepared beforehand with clear goals and objective that you can visualize the strength. I know you know this, Mel, being a martial arts and master Mel, that the visualization you visualize before performance. So why don't we do it before anything that requires our attention, for example? So you just focus a second and remember that in the ultimate times where you're tested, it's the best way you'll succeed is by a complete let go. You trust your feelings. When top athletes are in the choking mode versus the in the zone mode, it's a small step to go from the one to the next. And it's just when you're too conscious about everything you're doing and you're trying to be perfect, it's like you're trying to apply all you've learned in those years and keep it in your conscious mind. I say, no, the switch must be off. That's where you let go and you trust your knowledge, your years of practice, and what made you build to your point. So as a peak performance coach to my tennis players, there's concrete things that you can do. When you have success in something, when you do something well, frame it in your visual, take a picture, frame it in gold, and keep all of these as your reference when you go back into your inner self and throw out all the worst experience, the negative ones that would make you feel incompetent in some things, and don't aim for perfection. That would be another cue that is so important. Accept you as you are with your imperfections, and they're part of who you are. So simple steps, I think, is think positive and disregard the negative. So on a conscious level,
how do we do that? So I'm sitting there in traffic, or I'm doing the dishes like you mentioned. I love the idea of not having to have something, defined, for meditation, that you can do meditation anywhere, anytime. I love that idea. So there I am, I'm doing the dishes, and I decide I'm going to focus on things that are positive. What happens when those negative thoughts start coming in naturally?
Well, that's the big challenge we all have is that we're surrounded by negative messages, and we tend to take them for granted, and they're part of us. So we forget to take the step back. Some would say, "Hey, smell the flowers." Yeah, but it's taking a step back to enjoy the moment and what it provides to you. I have this virtual helmet, I call it, for a positive thinker's mindset. We love to say, think positive, but we have to disregard the negative to learn to think positive. Because if we let them inhabit us, it's very difficult to turn. So I love the visualization techniques that athletes use, and I've used to get rid of my stuttering, and it's used by the self-hypnosis and reinforced with the meditation part. But what you want to do is really simplify it. So I've created this virtual helmet. You wear it, it doesn't show, it's virtual. It looks like you want, it's virtual. And it's got a couple of cool features. There's two features that you can put on anytime, and it's the balcony view, first feature. So it's like if you're wearing this virtual helmet, but it you see from a balcony view. Instead of looking at ourselves as actors in the situation, at ourselves from a distance, and the point of view changes. You see yourself more of a spectator, then you take a step back. You're more neutral on the moment and the emotions. The second feature of my virtual helmet, I like to call it, is the negative buzzer. Each time I have a negative thought, it rings. So you can choose again the sound you like. It's your virtual helmet. For me, it goes. "Eh." So if I have a negative feeling, emotion, thought about something, about a person, a situation, a prejudice, all what goes into the negative aspect of things, it rings. So then it forces you to take a step back and then go through simple ways to get rid of the negative, always by using visualization technique. First one is super easy. It's scale and disregard the non-important. So you can use in your mind, let's say, a topic that gets on your nerve and you want to settle it, something negative that's in your mind or in your heart and soul or whatever. You say, okay, is it super important? Is it a green light, yellow light, or red light? And if you put a red light like it's benign and of no really consequences, it forces you to disregard it easier. This is no big deal, you know. That's a yellow light kind of problem. So why bother with it? Why waste my precious time on something unimportant? And then you shift to from anger to indifference. I think this is the most beautiful place you can go towards negative thoughts and people and emotions. Learn to hatred is a very strong emotion on the negative side, same as love on the positive side. But the best when you hate somebody because he's mean to you, you're giving them a service. It's nourishing the negative part of you that they've implanted, sort of thing. But if you're indifferent to that, because hey, this person means nothing to me, so why would this bully affect me? No, on the contrary, I'll show indifference. So talk as you wish, it won't affect me. If I'm getting mad or so this is one trick. Uh, there's so much, I can talk all day. Sorry about that.
No,
The
no,
next one
no, but
I like to
so when
visualize, I call it the, yes,
you're working with athletes and
yes.
tennis players specifically, you have quite a bit of success in that, yes?
Yes, my oldest player is now 17 years old. It's been a year and a half that we started working. His father is his coach. He's a level three, the highest level. He's brought before a top 100 player ranked in the world. So his kid is super good. And I've been working with him because I gave a conference at the tennis club here. There was maybe 60 people, all tennis players, and about that mental aspect of things. And he said, "Wow, I want you to work with my son." So we started that. Not too many sessions, just enough to get him started on how to reprogram positive thoughts, short sentences, just before you go to bed, when you're in a relaxed zone, think these things. So he prepares himself. Monday, he's programming himself for this and that and that, and always to perform by, like I told you a bit before, frame shot your favorite backhand. The one the best service you ever did. This is the reference that is in your mind. So these are tricks like this. How do professional, the top of the game, react when they lose, for example? They never find excuses. They honor the guy that performed and beat them. And they said, wow, he played well and he beat me. And they're humble about it. This is an approach that you see with Djokovic, with Federer, and all the big ones that don't find these easy excuses. I like to start my events by asking the question, do you know somebody that is great at always finding the perfect excuse for not to be good at the present moment, for not to be happy, not to be successful? These are all excuses that have been negative thoughts that have been so convincing that we use them for excuse not to be happy, fulfilled. So we got to get rid of that negative frame of mind.
Great. So I do know many people like that. And you know, I work with a lot of people who want to lose weight, for instance. There are so many good reasons
Yes.
why they haven't been able to and why they can't. So give me some things to help them, will you? How do they get rid of the negative thoughts? How do they get rid of their cravings for, which are emotionally, they're not based physically, okay? Cravings for things and all the rationalizations and excuses that they have around why they can't eat properly or exercise.
This is an awesome question, and there's so many levels. I'd say, like, I'm trying to help somebody now that I've met in a conference late in the past few weeks who stutters. And my first goal is to uh, don't think in the future, think in the now. Don't say to yourself, I will be lean or skinny. Say to yourself, I am lean, I am skinny, I am at this point right now. So you're convinced that you are this person. Because often we project ourselves, I wish to be her. She's skinny, she's beautiful. But what about you? And you project in the future. So you'll be eternally in the future quest. So you got to mentally be in the now. So that means your actions must back your goals in the now, not in the future. So again, set yourself your mental buzzer. If you have this craving that comes, it buzzes. If I'm a smoker and I want to quit, if I don't have this mental buzzer, oh, by habit, I'm going to have a cigarette. By habit, they're going to have their chocolate cake or whatever French fries that makes them feel good, like a cigarette would make me feel good, for example. So you got to have these instant buzzers and then options. You got to give yourself when the buzzer rings. Okay, I got this craving. What can I do to forget about it? Well, hey, if you love reading, start reading a book. If you like running, start running. If you like something to do that helps you be in a healthier mode, when I play tennis, I don't want to have a cigarette. I'm having fun playing tennis, for example. So if I start running, I won't want a cigarette or I won't want my chocolate cake. because my goal at the present moment is running. So bring it to the now and never in the I want to be, I will be, I am this person. And it's just a question that if you feel that you're overweight now, it's just that you're in the process. So you're still in the now because you're in the process. So you can hold it with pride and say, I don't say I will lose weight. I'm losing weight. I'm there. It's happening. And this is what I'm doing for it. And these are the steps that my coach Mel taught me. So I've got to be ready to be in the action. See, when I talk about my 4 R's, the reinvent after the recognize and reset, the reinvent is huge because that will bring result and it's all about action. So put concrete actions and find ways to, when those craving happen, to find something that you will love doing and it's going to be no pressure, no, it's going to be fun. So you're going to gradually, those moments of the buzzer will distance themselves. And you'll be at a point where it's going to be second nature. You feel like, oh, something would be good, like something sweet. Hey, if you want one and you really want one, you can say, okay, if I'm eating this, I'm going to jog 5 miles. So you're still a winner if you deprive yourself and don't go to the extremes as well. You know, that's very dangerous because you won't last. So find what fits in your daily routine that you can last, make it last. So I hope this can help.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I like the idea of having options. I do talk with people about that. Is like you cannot stop doing something. You actually have to replace it with something else.
Yes, yes. So if you replace it with a passion that ties in with your goal, you're a winner. But you don't have to. You can replace it with just something you like drawing. Well, hey, have some piece of paper and draw. If it's something that you loved in your childhood and you forgot that you loved it, that's where all these tools, when you meditate, you can go back in your past and what did I used to love? What did what makes me really happy? I used to love dancing. I haven't danced in 20 years, let's say. Well, when you're in those moments of stress, start dancing. Put music. Music is one of the best things for your brain. The whole brain lights up and your heart as well. This is why we love our artists so much and we crave for them because they reach us at the heart and soul level much more than the conscious level. So there's some easy tricks. You know, you're in a bad mood. Well, there's the primal scream. Just shut out, just one big scream, and you feel it release. You can just put some happy music, start dancing, and then the happy mood just leaves, and then you're in the moment of happiness. So it's creating those little moments that you can create yourself to get in the right zone of whatever your goal is. Might it be lose weight, being a better performer, being better at work, or enjoying the moment.
So, an objection I have a lot of times from clients is that they're afraid that if they accept themselves now and if they're things in the now, that they won't have any motivation to change. That the motivation comes from like feeling so bad that it makes them do something that's good for themselves. I know it, when we say it out loud, it doesn't make any sense, but that's actually the theory that's going on in the back of in their subconscious.
Yes, I get that. I understand that so much. What I would respond to that is that instead of feeling, you can feel good about yourself in the sense that you're a constant learner and you make every day an opportunity to get better. So it doesn't mean that you're not satisfied and you shouldn't love yourself with a bit of overweight, but you should add to what you love about yourself is that you're always moving forward in life. So my dad used to say, and it's crazy, I've learned so much with just one simple sentence. When people asked him, how are you, Philip? He would respond, Always the same thing. The response was always the same. I'm better than yesterday and worse than tomorrow. So meaning I'm feeling great, but I had this opportunity today to be better than I was yesterday, and same thing will happen tomorrow. So with that point of view, you can love yourself with overweight without saying, okay, I must hate myself to move. No, you love yourself because you're moving, because you're a constant learner, and because you make those steps every day to better yourself in where you want to better yourself. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah, no, it does. And um, I see people who like they almost don't want to be happy. They're like addicted to the struggle and the I guess it's just being in that negative kind of vibe. They don't want to get their hopes up because they've been disappointed in the past. And so they are kind of in a rut of complaining
Yeah.
and pushing off responsibility and like almost kind of like giving up. Although I know if they had truly given up, then they wouldn't be there to see me, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's still a want and a need. So from the want starts a process. And it's all about enjoying the journey. I think that these people should really embrace is that day one is day one, day 60 is day 60, but day 10 will be magical, will be better than day one, and day 14 will be the same. So it just takes a little bit of perseverance at the beginning, but all people that I know that perform on high level might be just training and all that. They build a habit gradually, and they're at a point where it's a point of no return because they love what they're doing and it's healthy for them and it's part of who they are. That's why I like to say be it at the end. When I say know it, believe it, feel it, and be it. You got to be it. Well, you got to go through all of these process, and the actionable plans will make you feel it. And each time you perform something, it's your new reference, your best performance, where you were able to work out for 30 minutes when before it was only 15 minutes. Keep
Yeah.
this in your frame, and next time you can do 30 minutes because you've done it before. And maybe
Yeah.
you'll do 40, and then, oh, I can do 40. So this is your next frame. Your next target is your last best achievement.
Yeah. What is it that you're going to be doing with folks at your event, Leverage Your Mind, that you were talking about you were going to do in May?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a 2.5 day event. I'll have different specialists of different fields. So, psychologists that will explain where science is right now, that the conscious has an influence on the rest, and the rest as well with imageries. We'll have professional hypnotherapists explain what it does. We'll have some professional meditation, awesome people that I know and I've met throughout all these life's experiences. We'll have people like you, Mel, that will show what is focus, how do top elite athletes get in their zone in the practical way. So my words will be strengthened by people like you that do it for a living and that are the proof that it works, you know. So we'll have different experts in different fields, also in the spiritual level as well. So with some different experiences, we'll have some music in there. We're going to connect in a fun way. And so you will have all these different experts at one place that will be part of that complete journey for your total mental control or your leverage your mind at the maximum level.
So is it
And then you can,
for
yeah.
more personal development, do you think, or is it for business development? Who would you say would be good for that?
There's a very wide range, Mel. So that's where there's going to be different people that will want to come for different reasons. Uh, People that the negative part of their life has taken a lot of space. PTSD sufferers, for example, people that may suffer anxiety, depression, might want to see, hey, is there a tool out there to help me get the negative out of my life? I'm not guaranteeing that you won't have to still see a psychologist if you do, but it may shrink in the the period, or it may strengthen in what you do to help yourself already. So if you don't have a coach, I'll be the one that's going to help you self-do it. If you have a coach in different fields, it's going to help you just make it better and stronger. So if you're an athlete and you want to achieve better, then you want to come as well. So if you want to strengthen your positive, you want to come. If you want to get rid of your negative, you want to come.
Okay, so that could apply to anything then, really. If somebody has enough awareness to know that where as good as they're doing is the best that they can do with what they know right now.
Exactly.
They want to get to the next level, they have to learn something new.
With the new approach, and that is not, like I said, the woo-woo's completely out of it. It's down to earth. See, what I think I offer is unique. I'm this regular dude. I'm not a doctor, a scientist, a specialist. I'm not the guy who really read the theory and learned about it. I lived it. So it's as simple as that. If I can do it, we all can. And easy steps. And then you can be, people tell me every day, Luke, I've never seen you in a negative mode. How do you do it? You're so positive. It's easy. Now it's natural, but I've learned how with easy steps like this. So bring on the negative, and I have no problem with that. That's what I want to teach people. You're the science of fighting, right? The ultimate fighter would want to learn judo, karate, boxing, kickboxing, all the martial arts to become the ultimate fighter. Well, that's what I offer to people. Become the ultimate mastermind of your mind and the master of your life.
Master of your mind, master of your life. That sounds so good. I want to help you with that, Luke. I want to help you. So where can people reach you and find out more information about this?
Yes, thank you for asking this question, Mel. Right now, we're at the beginning stage. So the best way is through the Big Bang Project website, where you can sign in. And you can also email me. It's the bigbangproject.com.
Okay.
And my email is contact@thebigbangproject.com. So for now, it's the only way, but soon on my www.leverageyourmind.com website, there'll be places to pre-buy the event tickets.
Okay,
it's
so
May 20,
people can reach you at thebigbangproject.com, and then they'll get more information as well about Leverage Your Mind. Yes?
Yes.
Great. Okay, well, thank you. We are so done, and I'm sad because I think we could keep talking forever.
Well, let's do that next month or next week. I would love that.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for these practical tips that we learned today about how we can be in greater alignment and to reach the success that we all deserve. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm Master Mel. I'll see you next week on Kick Up Your Life.
Thanks for listening to Kick Up Your Life with Master Mel. Each week, learn how to optimize your business and your life with Master Melodee Meyer as she speaks with thought leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers to discover their secrets of success. Kick Up Your Life with Master Mel every week right here on Radio Star Worldwide.